Hi everyone, this is Boxing Bros UK. I'm Chris, and it's my co-host Andrew, the Boxing Brain.
Oh, thank you very much, Chris.
No worries, but we're not using our brains today. We're using our emotions, because this video is about John Fury and his shenanigans. Like, we wasn't really going to do one, just a headbutt, but it's spitballing. Now, next minute he's headbutting Carl Froch, he's headbutting bloody Tony Bellew. It's just gone crazy.
The antics, antics of Big John Fury. Oh dear.
Yeah. Like, it's just crazy. First of all, let's talk about the headbutted video. Have you watched it now?
Yeah, I have. Yes, yeah.
So originally, I thought the guy was getting in his face, going Usyk, Usyk, Usyk. Yeah, I've watched it from a few different angles. He's head to head with this big guy, just pushing heads against each other like you do, screaming at each other. And security pull them apart, and he just walks off. And there's this little guy, not saying anything, not doing anything, and he just goes bang, and just nuts him.
Yeah. And then did you see the bit after? I did it in the short where he's kind of bleeding down there, John, and he's going, blood, guts and horror. That's what I live for. This is what my son's gonna do. And I think, and Tony Bellew said something on the video, and I agree with this. I think psychologically there's something going on with John Fury. I think he's nervous as fuck about the fight. And there's some weird. It's coming out of these overly weird behaviours, like he's going beyond himself and doing ridiculous things.
Yeah, it's just like, and the guy, he's just, if you say anything apart from Fury's amazing and he's gonna win, like you're not even a hater. You're like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, you can't even have an opinion. I'm gonna headbutt. So I've got a little snippet of when TalkSport interviewed Tony Bellew, and there's an interview, I think it's on Boxing King Media or something. They say, Tony Bellew, when he was asked about who's going to win, he said that Tyson Fury struggles with smaller opponents, like people who've just moved up from cruiserweight, obviously got dropped by Steve Cunningham. Blah. No. That guy, Tony Bellew, he needs to have respect. When I see him, I'm headbutting him. Tyson's going to win. It's like, it's true. It's not a lie. So we're going to play this because we love Tony Bellew. He's a funny guy. So let me just up the volume.
Yeah.
Sorry if there's any technical difficulties. Darren Bent is interviewing him, an ex-footballer. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's got to do with any boxing, but it's TalkSport, you know. That's how they roll.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hello, lads, and hello to Gachi man listening to us now. I don't know why my name's been mentioned there. And listen, mate, no one's going to headbutt me, full stop. But I don't know why my name's been mentioned there. What was the question you got asked for? What did he say?
I think he was asking the questions about how the fight will go, and then he was saying that you said it will go a certain way.
Yeah, if I'm making predictions, that's what I'm paid to do. I'm a paid analyst live on the zone. And I'll make whatever prediction I want. I don't fear no man, mate, and no man's going to put it on me. You understand this, for every action, there's a reaction.
True.
And, it was very bizarre watching that yesterday, to be honest, because there's one guy going head to head with him who's the same size as him, and he's rubbing his head back. He didn't feel the need to headbutt him, but he felt the need to headbutt the smallest child in him. The whole group, which I found quite disturbing, to be honest. But that's leaving to do what he wants to do. One thing I will say is that his son Shane, his other son's absolute diamonds, gentlemen, carry themselves like proper men, mates. They really do. And they're the lads who the family should be proud of, because they're really good lads, mate. And listen, I like Tyson Fury as well. He might not like me, but I like him. And may the best man win on Saturday night, to be honest.
Just a quick one, Tony, before we move on from that. Do you think it's a good thing for boxing?
No, it's not. It's embarrassing. If my father behaved like that at a press conference, I would put him straight and tell him. It's embarrassing, and it can't be happening, mate. It's a really bad look for boxing. I'm actually surprised it's been allowed to go on and happen in a place where they're at, to be honest. But it is what it is, mate. He's a walking, talking liability. And understand, mate, not everyone's going to put up with that.
Listen, that tells me that you're incredibly frustrated and maybe upset about.
I've never sworn on your show before, so I'm really apologise. I'm sorry, but it infuriates me to drag our sport to the places that it gets to. Now, I've done some silly things at weigh-ins and press conferences. That's because I've been attacked. I have never been the one who attacks first. You come at me and attack me in any way, shape, or form. Believe you me, I will take drastic action of my own. That's just the way. And I'm not some big artist, by the way. I'm just a normal fella who lives a normal, everyday life. No one's ever going to put it on me and get away with it.
Normal fella?
Yeah, and the forward champion as well.
Yeah, I am, mate.
Are you going out there at all, Tone?
No, mate, I'm not there. I'm at home. People are going to laugh when they listen to this, but I've got to get home and say,
Do watch for your kids.
So,
No, that's fine. That's fine. The reason I asked that is he said if you go out there and he sees you, he'll headbutt you. So the next time that you see each other, you know, there's going to be tension, right? What will happen?
I mean, no one's going to book me, mate. No one's going to do anything to me. And like I said, for every action, there's a reaction. So I don't need to call out John Fury, mate. I've achieved more within 60 seconds of my boxing career than John Fury's ever achieved in his life. He could not even be spoken about in the same breath as me. I never big myself up, ever. And it comes and competes and compares to the likes of John Fury. Listen, mate, just because something shot out of your nuts and became one of the greatest heavyweights in this world, it does not mean you can validate your opinion on every other fighter possible. You have not got the first clue idea what it's like to be a championship-minded fighter. You've got your ass absolutely handed to you off Henry Ackland one day. Now get a grip of yourself. Now I'm trying.
Right, that was Tony Bellew. So basically, everything Tony Bellew said there was absolutely on point, 100% true. He was picking on he was head to head with a big geezer, and then he just turned around and nutted the smallest guy there who wasn't even doing anything. And
yeah, I know.
Just,
I know there was charting going back and forth, weren't there? But this was a bit more of an isolated thing, wasn't it?
It wasn't necessary.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, totally. And I just think, like, I go back to that. I think he's one John Fury. I know we said we weren't going to do too much thinking, but you know what I'm like. I think John's overcompensating. You know, he hasn't maybe had. Look, let's be honest. People know him as Tyson Fury's dad, don't they? Let's be honest. That's what we know him as. And it's almost like, you remember that time he was hanging over the ring, taking his top off, calling out Jake Paul or whatever it was. You know, and he was like, "Don't hold me back! Don't hold me back! Don't hold me back!" You know, and it's like he's always trying to get in the limelight with stuff, and it's just, I think he's quite funny at times, but like it's just getting a little bit embarrassing now, to be honest.
Cringy, and the thing is like it's like a bully. So Carl Frampton said something that Jake Paul was going to beat Tommy Fury, and he stuck it on Carl Frampton, really intimidated him. Carl Frampton is a fucking little midget, like he's a flyweight or whatever, featherweight, whatever. And John Fury's a big stone man or whatever. Then you've got Dean White, at the Fury presser, looking John Fury right in the eyes and gone, "Oh, I thought he was Steve Bunce," knowing who he is to mug him off. And do you know what John Fury did? He did a Fonzie. He went, "Hey," and smiled like a dickhead. He didn't start kicking off. He didn't start ripping his shirt because he's not about that. I think, you know, I'm going to be a bit of a brain here. So obviously the Furies are from Lancashire, yeah. They live in Morecambe, live in Manchester. That's my man. I'm from them. I'm from there, and I grew up in like a little bit later time. And Peter Fury is a legend up north in Manchester. He's a serious lad. I love Peter Fury. He's changed his life. He's a great trainer. He's a God-fearing man. I love him to pieces. But back in the day, he was a legend in Manchester, and he was a proper gangster. Like, I mean, when he went to jail, he was a double cat A prisoner. There was no he was a serious man, yeah. And I think John Fury was even why he goes around saying he's this hard enforcer, this bare knuckle. I think all that's bullshit. I think he was jealous that everyone respected Peter and was scared of Peter, and people maybe were scared of him because he was Peter's brother. And he's just jumped on that bandwagon, and now he's doing the same with his son. His son's famous, and now he wants the limelight from that. Because when John Fury went to prison, he gouged someone's eye out. It was a fucking little dweeb, like the one he headbutted. He weren't he wasn't. He was a gypsy. But he weren't nothing special. He wasn't like a bare knuckle champion or anything. He was in the pub.
He's he seems to just like to springboard off of other people's success, doesn't he? I've noticed this, and it's like he always has to sort of try and steal the show in some way. And I don't know if it's I was thinking, is this a premeditated thing to promote the fight? But I don't think. I think he just gets overly emotional, and what's happened with that headbutt? He's just got carried away, and he probably secretly regrets it.
Yeah, and I think he just thinks, like, say they get an interview, and I think, I want him to talk about, I need to do something here to make it go off and prove and make everyone scared and think, fucking hell, John Fury's crazy. Like at the Jake Paul, or no, was it KSI where he started fucking headbutting the plastic screen and throwing tables around and stuff. And it's not your press conference. It's not your fight.
Yeah, I know.
It's your son's fight. What are you doing?
He's a narcissist, isn't he? He's a narcissist. Got to make it about him. Oh, dearie me.
Even when it was Tommy Fury's press conference, like they had a press conference with Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whatever YouTuber they were fighting. And then they're going back and forth, and then he has to go, well, I'll just bend your missus over and fuck her like a dog. Like, what the fuck? Why are you saying you're not fighting? And it's a bit unnecessary to say that. You know?
Inappropriate. He's got ways
you're back and forth talking about fighting, and like YouTuber versus real boxer, back and forth, not on our level. And then you start fucking talking that shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's always got to do something really extreme that isn't necessary to, like, bring the limelight. It's like he needs the limelight.
Yeah. He's just, he's just... He's a madman, isn't he? He's an absolute madman. But you would have thought Tyson would kind of pull him to one side at home and say, listen, Dad, look, can you just drift into the background a bit? I know you like to get in amongst it, because that was one of the things he was saying as well. He's like, I saw one interview, little short interview, and he was going, I love to get amongst it. I love to get amongst it. And it's like, well, don't get amongst it. You're making a mockery of the sport.
Yeah, you're making the Furies look like idiots. And the thing is, they were all like Shane, Tyson. You can tell that they felt cringy inside, but they didn't want to make a big deal of it to show like disarray in the camp. So obviously, I do think he probably had a word with him, because he came out and apologized straight away. Because you do that in England, that's assault, mate.
That's common assault.
He's on a fucking 8-year license. You could be going back to jail, son. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's lucky that, I guess maybe the other guy didn't press charges or whatever, but I mean, he's got away with one there. As far as I'm aware, there's no pushback on it, but he's got away with that because, obviously, I don't think he's helped his reputation, but he didn't have a great reputation anyway. He has become a bit of a laughing stock online, hasn't he? So
yeah, because he's just made himself look like he's a bully. Because there's big men there, you don't hold it headbutt them. You started on Carl Frampton. You talk, and like he talks all the shit about AJ. Oh, like in the past he slagged AJ off. What does he do as soon as he meets him? Oh, all right, how are you doing? Oh, you're big in real life. Shaking his hand, licking his arse. I've always respected you. If I come on, it's just like, I just
That's a
think like,
classic, isn't it? Classic.
and then
It's like stay true to your convictions and your opinions, you know. And I know you sort of, you know, play up to the camera a little bit, but you know, stick to you. You don't have to sort of talk like that, do you? Be brown nosing and being all like that. Just be genuine. Just be genuine. Be authentic.
someone pulled AJ about it afterwards in an interview. Respect to AJ, because they said, how was it meeting John Fury, and like, how comes you didn't confront him, because he hasn't always been complimentary of you in the past and all that, and he was very respectful to your face. Do you know what AJ said? And this is a true fact, yeah, because he said, from my culture, like, because he's Nigerian and I'm half Nigerian myself, we respect our elders. So basically, and it's weird, and I'm telling you, any Nigerians out there, you know, like, you could, so my elder, my uncle could come and live with me. He can eat all my food and not pay no rent, and I can't tell him nothing and just hope they leave soon. Because that, like, it's like that. Like, obviously it's never really that extreme, but you always have to turn a blind eye when your elder does something wrong, and that's just how it is in the culture. You've got to respect your elders, like, unconditionally, in Nigerian culture. So basically, AJ said, because I'm Nigerian, I'm taught to respect my elders. That's why I gave John Fury a pass, basically, and let him lick my ass, even though I know you've been slagging me off. You know what I mean?
Succeeded.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And the thing is, the guy that he's trying to pretend that he is, like this big hard guy, he wrote a book saying that he was an enforcer and a bodyguard for drug dealers. And I'm telling you now, I think that is all waffle. The real gangster, the real hard man in the family was Peter Fury. And I know that for a fact, 'cause I grew up in them areas. And he's like legendary. And there's no stories about John Fury doing anything on the streets, because I was a bit naughty when I was younger. Peter Fury, yes. Peter Fury went to prison, double cat A prisoner, for a reason, because he's a dangerous, bad man back in those days. And I think John Fury was just this loud brother living up. Because in school where you've got like a really hard kid who's just normal, and then he'll have a mouthy little shit of a brother or sister who's always showing off and acting up and bullying people because they got a hard brother. There's always one of them kids at school, isn't there? That's John Fury. But he's moved from Peter, because he's famous, to using his son's name to act like a dickhead and be a bully. Basically.
I just think it's basically, it seems to me, just my observation, is it's like an underlying insecurity. That's what it seems to me, that he just maybe doesn't feel, I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. He's anxious, he's nervous, you know, acting out, you know, wants to be a centre of attention. It's all a bit childlike behaviour, if you ask me, but there we are.
Yeah, 100%. But the one thing I wanted to ask you, because I can't put my finger on it, yeah? Tyson Fury has, since he became like world champion and all that, even since his comeback, since his comeback and before his comeback, when he was training with Peter, he's never ever had his dad in camp for like press conferences, weigh-ins, or anything like that for any of his fights ever, yeah? And I believe it's because of he knows his dad can't fucking help himself but act like a twat. So he's never done it before, never. And then this time, when the fight got postponed, I've got my dad in camp. He's part of the team. He's my new secret weapon. Like, why? I don't understand. Why? When he's never done it before, because he gets like this. So why has he done it now?
I don't. The only thing I can think of is they must have known. Is it maybe premeditated and they want to try and promote the fight more? But why does the biggest fight, you know, unification fight in the heavyweight division for 20 years need to extra promotion? It doesn't, does it?
Yeah,
you know,
it doesn't. Or maybe they thought that his dad might unsettle Usyk's team or disrupt things. But I don't think. But you can't. Because maybe Fury thought, I've tried my best to stay in their head. maybe I'll send this lunatic in and see if he can do any better.
It's just simply a case of he's just in those situations, you know, all that chanting is going on, Usyk, Fury, and he just gets carried away in the moment. He just lets his emotions get the better of him. And I think it's just that, along with his anxiety probably around this fight. He probably is feeling that Tyson is his biggest chance to lose, which it is.
Well,
you know,
on conclusion, John Fury is going to headbutt Carl Froch as soon as he sees him. He's going to headbutt Tony Bellew as soon as he sees him. And he's already headbutted a Ukrainian, practically midget.
Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Violent man, violent, petty man.
Yeah. Like he needs to give his head a wobble, a serious wobble, and like,
yeah,
I don't know, he needs to go and take some like CBD or he needs to chill the fuck out and calm down. That's what he needs.
I think his head's been wobbled too much. Probably that's more likely.
All right. Well, that's it from the Boxing Bros. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, guys. Please comment and give us your thoughts. If you think he was right in what he did, anything like that, yeah, please. And if I've got any Traveller fans who subscribe to the channel, I really, really want to know the name of the guy who John Fury eye gouged and got sent down for. If you could help me out with that, because I've heard that this guy was a tiny guy as well. And I just want to see if I can find a picture of him as well, because it's just I've heard the rumours going around that he was a tiny guy as well, but I'd like to know. So if you can help me out with that, love you guys, love everybody.
And don't forget, like and subscribe, please. Thanks.
Subscribe. Right, peace out, everybody. Love.
Nice one. Cheers, Chris. Cheers, guys.